Welcome back. I'm Sarah, and I'm attempting every technical challenge from the 2020 season of the Great British Bakeoff. This week, I'm making Paul's rainbow bagels. On your marks, get set, bake. First step, place the flour in a mixing bowl, add the yeast to one side and the sugar and salt to the other. It's super goopy. Time to knead. I haven't really done too much kneading, so I'm gonna just pretend that I know what I'm doing. Working with one piece of dough at a time, turn each into a different color. Add 3 pea-sized drops of food coloring onto the dough, then fold it up and around the coloring. Ugh. That looks really creepy. This is horrifying. I feel like I'm filming a horror movie. All right, this just looks nasty, but I think I need more color. I talked a lot here about how the food coloring was getting on my hands, but instead of listening to that, I'm going to tell you a story about bagels for each color of dough. I'll call these bagelogues, like a monologue, but a story about bagels. Bagelogue number 1 goes back way before I was born. My parents met in New York, but at the time, my mom lived in San Francisco. The first time my dad went to visit my mom in California, he brought with him bagels and lox on ice from Zabar's for my mom and all of her roommates. After this, they said he was a keeper, and needless to say, the rest is history. Bagelogue number 2. Growing up in Lincoln, Nebraska, it wasn't exactly easy to find a New York-style bagel, but my parents did their best. They would often get bagels and lox from Bruegger's, which we'd eat on Sunday mornings. And whenever we went to New York, we'd make sure to bring bagels and lox from Zabar's back with us. This is probably how I became a bagel snob, because I won't even go near a grocery store bagel. Bagelogue number 3. In college, I worked at the Einstein's Bagels on campus. I never made bagels, but I did frequently burn my fingers toasting them and spreading cream cheese. The weirdest bagel order I ever got was from a guy who would repeatedly order a chocolate chip bagel with salmon cream cheese. I thought this was nasty, but I had to make it because it was my job. Bagelogue number 4. My husband and I met when I lived in New York, and I was excited to discover that he loved bagels almost as much as I did. Though I do make fun of him a bit because in my bagel snobbery, I think that there is only really one type of bagel, and that is a savory bagel. His favorite type of bagel is cinnamon raisin.
Yes.
Clearly, it wasn't a deal breaker, and if this recipe works, I've even promised to make him cinnamon raisin bagels. My favorite bagel is an everything bagel toasted with chive cream cheese and lox. Sounds really good right now. Bagelogue number 5. My friends know just how much I love bagels, and for my birthday last year, my friend Allie had a dozen bagels, lox, and whitefish salad from my favorite bagel place in New York, Essa Bagel, shipped to me in Boston. It was delicious. Turns out, I have a lot of opinions and stories about bagels. Turn out the red dough onto a lightly floured work surface and using a rolling pin, roll out to a 20 by 12 centimeter rectangle. I have a nice stack of rainbow layers. Cut the stacked dough into 6 20 by 2 centimeter wide slices. I think a pizza cutter is a good tool for this. So 2 centimeters. Totally did that wrong. Good thing I didn't cut. Wow, crisis averted. All right, let's do it. I'm scared. Gently move your right hand forward, and you're basically just twisting. So I made some really nice looking red and blue bagels, I guess. Place the bagels on lined baking sheets, then place them in proving bags and leave to prove for 20 minutes. While they proved, the other colors peaked out slightly. I am definitely nervous about the boiling. When the water boils, I need to add 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, also known in the US as baking soda. This helps to form the shine and chewy texture of the crust. That's a cool fact. So nervous. Bagels going in. Come off the spoon. All right, I'm plunging it. 30 seconds per side. It's just like awkwardly floating in there. It's puffing. It is puffing. Let's take them out. Ah! Ooh. All right, so this is what they look like. Some of them unfurled a little bit, and I want to make sure they're on their good side. I swear, the hardest part of baking is knowing when to take stuff out. Recipe says until cooked through. I don't know how I'm supposed to know. I mean, they're pretty solid to the touch. Does that mean cooked through? I think they're cooked through. First attempt at bagels. I would say not bad. It's weird to have, okay, maybe don't touch the hot bagel. It's weird to have grown up eating something my whole life and not know how to make it. Never made it before. Until today. My husband is gonna taste them for me.
They look very interesting. Very consistent, I would say, in terms of the rainbow color. And it looks a little dark, but I think that's just the lighting in here. Let's take a look at this one here. They're nice and warm. A little bit harder on the outside than I thought they might be. But, oh yeah. Yeah, and brighter on the inside. If you look at the nice uniform colors there. It's soft. I'm not a dough expert, but I think it's neither over nor underproved. The only thing is it's a little more crunchy on the outside here. I don't know if that's part of the cooking or baking process, but I don't think it's been in too long. Let's see. Well, it tastes pretty good. My only comment would probably be that it's a little doughy. On the other hand, I kind of want to eat the whole thing, so I think it's a win.
Thanks for watching. This challenge took me 2 hours and 58 minutes. In the tent, the bakers had 2 hours and 45 minutes. Not bad. Considering I've never made bagels before, I'm pretty impressed with how these turned out. I'd love to hear what you thought of this episode. Let me know in the comments down below.